What is going on YouTube? Hidden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be covering Shiba Inu specifically. Last we left off with SHIB, we were basically forming a symmetrical triangle. We still are doing so, but it seems like we might have to transition to maybe something more or less like a falling wedge fractal, which is pretty much a similar movement as it is lower highs and lower lows, scaling back down to a bottom support. In this case, though, it does have an uptrend, which is creating a lower high position where each time we head lower, it's higher than the last time. And as you guys can see here, I do have the 4-hour price chart pulled up. If I jump to the daily, you can see we're now starting to fall lower than that and correct below it, which means, hey, are we starting to form something more or less like a falling wedge fractal, like something like this? Is it possible? It definitely is. I'm not entirely sure how we can track it. I can leave it along like this. Regardless of how we're forming, if it's a symmetrical triangle or just a falling wedge, they do typically end at a bottom and they do typically break bullish. They are bullish bias. Symmetrical triangles as well as falling wedge fractals are both bullish biased, which means they could head back up. Ideally, the target we have is set right at around the moving averages, if not higher up to this top resistance that we've drawn in. We circled in green. So these are the possibilities of seeing this next scalable run. Although we have been tracking this for quite some time, and it seems like we keep getting delayed day after day after day after day of constant consolidation within Shiba Inu. So hopefully we can pinpoint some time today that maybe we'll see that breakout happen, maybe this week, maybe next week, because we are pretty much coming back down to the end. I mean, there's not much left on the coin for it to bottom out here. So with that being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by Metamoose NFT. As you guys can see, this is basically a 10,000 NFT Metamoose that's taking place in the metaverse, which is super cool. It's a very interesting concept, guys. We are going to be talking a little bit more about Metamoose at the end of today's video. I've also linked them down in the description below, so if you want to learn more, stick around to the end or check out the links in the description. With that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, as you can see here, we are forming some sort of falling wedge fractal. Well, to start, Shiba Inu is trading pretty much where it always is at number 15, consolidating still down about 6-7% over the week. But you can see by just adjusting this and adding this downtrend here, we now are forming a falling wedge fractal or some sort of pennant flag, which is a bullish bias. These do typically break out to the upside here. But the thing is, we tend to see Shiba Inu form more so symmetrical triangles. That's usually how we start to trend around with. And if I want to kind of make it work, and this is the bias that I'm talking about, then I would have to just jump to the 4-hour and see that, okay, we have fallen lower. We have had some support retests right here. So if I want to scale it downwards, I would be pulling this down like this. And you can see how it now retests that bottom support. And I do know that I have been constantly changing this bottom support and changing and tweaking the charts because it's not a closed system. The charts constantly are changing here and we have to adjust accordingly to make sure that it works. So by doing this, jumping now to the daily and getting a better overview, you can see for the most part here that it does work. There is a bottom support. You can see here that there are clear wicks that have hit bottom support, but when we adjust it like this, it starts to look more like a falling wedge like we've drawn because we haven't really hit this bottom support that often. That's the unfortunate part. When we leave it like this, you can see it's more of that fractal forming than it is a symmetrical triangle. Regardless, this is kind of the position that we're in. How much lower are we going to continue to head down to? I'm not entirely sure. The lowest point we could is maybe the bottom supports that we were currently retesting here. Typically, that seems to be what happens, but we're also, the lower we go, the more we're forming descending triangle than a symmetrical triangle, because the longer and the more times I scale this downwards, the more it looks like a downtrend than it does an uptrend here. So I'm leaving this alone like this. This is just something to pay attention to. We've been consistently changing the Shiba Inu charts day after day after day. I understand it does get frustrating because we're trying to track this breakout here, but that's the point of being a conservative trader. We have to wait for the perfect opportunities to buy in and leverage these cryptocurrencies to either the upside or the downside, depending on how they break. Now, obviously, we'll be doing so on BitYard here. You can see if I pull up the innovation chart and swing down to the bottom here, they do offer Shiba Inu, and you can see here that there is, once again, that same, maybe it's a downtrend, maybe it's a falling wedge fractal. I just want to draw it on for you guys, and then we'll wrap up today's video. But you can see here, this is what we're ideally dealing with. There is a downtrend. That is no understatement. We do clearly see that there is some sort of downtrend here. Maybe there's a price floor. We can draw this on real quick just to show you guys what it is that I'm referring to. Something along the lines of this, maybe that's the bottom. I'm not entirely sure, and that's why I've been slightly frustrated with trying to find the perfect breakout opportunity here. So if there's no price floor, then more so we're looking for an uptrend here. But you can see consistently we've been slowly tweaking these charts day after day after day, trying to find something that works here. And it becomes very difficult to find that key breakout bottom here. You can see maybe it's something like this. Is that possible? The only thing that does typically work is maybe some sort of falling wedge, like we have been consistently correcting lower, something along the lines of this. Like if I scale this out here, you can see we have been in that falling wedge fractal here. Yes, we do see these major dumps and corrections here that are candles. And you can see here, though, it does act as actual wicks here. So there are some differences between the charts. Maybe I don't think the weekly is going to work that well. Yeah, it kind of does, just to show you guys the gradual downtrend. Regardless, we're coming back down to a bottom support. Once we hit that support, wherever that is, we could expect to see a pretty big breach. So what I would recommend doing is not actually following this bottom support here, but more so following this top resistance. If at any point we see prices which have been consistently breaking off this top resistance break through the top, actually, then we would be able to leverage and make a trade to the upside here. We haven't been able to do so yet. You can see there's a clear resistance here. That's what we really need to follow, is following this downtrend on, where is it? Not XRP, on SHIB. You can see here, there's a lot of uncertainty with our bottom support, but there's clear certainty with the top resistance here. We have not been able to break through this top resistance. So what we really need to focus on is if we can break through that top, then we're able to buy in long and leverage to the upside. Otherwise, guys, I do want to talk a little bit more about Metamoose NFT with you. I want to give a huge shout out to Metamoose for sponsoring today's episode. As with all NFT projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, in recent news, Metamoose Club unveils a revolutionary NFT collection inspired by and in service of wildlife conservation. Now they're revealing their collection of 10,000 moose NFTs. Now the Metamoose Club trailblazes a new path with a unique entry into the metaverse and expansion into a decentralized blockchain-based hunting platform. Now launching their first ever NFT collection, Moose NFTs, the Metamoose Club, also known as MMC, begins their foray into the NFT space with a 10,000 collection on the Ethereum blockchain. Considered just the beginning of what is in store for MMC, this collection represents the merging of art, technology, wildlife appreciation, and charity. Now the Metamoose Club, a team of 6 based out of Texas in the US, are marking their territory in the NFT space and revolutionizing the synergy of decentralization and gaming. Now guys, with a mission to bring awareness to wildlife issues such as poaching and even unethical hunting practices, MMC looks forward to growing a community around the mission of responsible hunting and wildlife preservation. Now their NFT project stands out as the first of many that are designed to support this cause and grow awareness around promoting biodiversity, supporting ecosystems, and giving back to various charities with aligned values. Now the story of the Metamoose includes the journey of the revered animals into the metaverse after wandering through the mysterious lands and stumbling through a fortuitous portal. Now finding themselves in a stunning new realm, the Metamoose quickly established themselves as the ambassadors of the newfound metaverse, full of swagger and cool confidence. And from here they begin their adventures and embark on true otherworldly explorations. Now the artwork representing the Moose NFT collection features various Moose personalities, traits, and even looks. Stylized as fun, funky characters, each Moose's characteristics are unique and one of a kind, and each Moose NFT will allow holders to be raffled into a whitelist for the 3D playable Moose avatar presale. And as holders, the collection will also gain special privileges as players in the Metamoose Lodge hunting game and first access to exclusive news as well as future drops. Now, upcoming projects of the Metamoose Club will also include the MMC merch store, the introduction of Celestial City Coin, and various interactive opportunities and events. The hunting game will stand out as revolutionary, decentralized, blockchain-based hunting platform, the first ever of its kind. And in pioneering such experiences for the metaverse and utilizing blockchain capabilities, the Metamoose Club is forging a strong entrance into the meta realm with the purpose of wildlife preservation propelling them ahead. And it is their aim to continually support their mission and uphold MMC value in creating new and unique experiences and collections to enjoy. Now guys, to learn more about the Metamoose Club and their upcoming launch of the Metamoose 10K collection, you can find them on their website, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and Telegram, which I've all linked in the description down below. Otherwise, shout out again to Metamoose for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.